Hey YouTubers, Writer Bryn here, and today I'm going to show you how to make an intro to your YouTube videos using Alio Flash Intro Banner Maker. Now this banner maker makes flash banners for websites or whatever. I'm going to show you how to use it to make an intro for your YouTube videos. So let's go ahead and get started. First let's take a look at the bottom down here of these options. I have it check in auto preview, and you can see this box up here. This is your preview of what's going on. So they go ahead and they have their demo in there. But I'm going to leave that on. That means anytime I make a change, it's going to reload it up there and I'm going to be able to see what's going on. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. We're in size and sound. And I'm going to go ahead and leave this at 480 by 125, but you could easily make it bigger, whatever your preferences are. Frame rate, I'm going to change that to 30. And I'm going to leave it a rectangle. Your options are rounded, corner, rectangle, and circle. And you can add a border if you like. I don't. Play a background sound in the Flash movie. I'm going to go ahead and add a background sound, something I've made with a Tenorian. And so now every time this refreshes, it's going to play that sound. So while I'm making my video, I'm just going to go ahead and turn that off. And you have your option how many times to allow that to loop, and that would be just based on how long your video is or your intro is. Down here, these options, go ahead and leave them as they are. The only thing you might think about is stop Flash Movie Player after specified times. If you have a long intro with a lot of things going on, you only want it to play once, then put a check there. I don't, so I'm going to go ahead and leave that alone. Alright, we'll go to backgrounds now, and you can, if you're watching up here, I need to move this down so that stays open. There we go. This background is a gradient. You can have transparent, which would mostly be used for a website with background images, so you can see your background through it. You can use a solid color. Now you can see what a solid color is going to look like. It looks okay. I like the gradient color, so I'm going to go ahead and I want it to kind of match my avatar, which I'm going to put in there in a minute, and I'll show you how, which is kind of a purpley pink, and I'm going to start with a dark purple and leave this linear. And my in color, I'm going to choose kind of a pink, and purple is for lupus and Chiari malformation awareness, and I happen to like the color. So that looks pretty good. I like that gradient. I'm going to leave that the way it is. And I'm going to leave all these other options the way they are. Now I'm going to add my avatar that I have for YouTube. So I'm going to go ahead and click Add, and there's my avatar. That's way too big, out of proportion. I don't like it. So down here it's under Stretch. I'm going to change that to Custom. Then you get all these options over here. I want that to be a little bit smaller. This is percentage. I'm going to change this to 70. Make sure that you change both the X scale and the Y scale, which is height and width. 70 is pretty good. Alright, I like that. And I'll probably come back later and move it so it fits better with my text, but I'll do that later when I see what's going on with the rest of it. So now we're going to go to Effect. And what you're looking at now with these clouds moving in and everything, that's called Cloud. And there are a lot of options. There's Nature, Love, Festival, Lights and Shadows, Transform, Life and Art. So just to take a look at a couple of these options, you can see there goes the musical notes and things. There's a matrix look. Here's a glossy wave. So I'm just going to go ahead. I like the dandelion, which is the second option. That's just kind of fresh and fun. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that, and now I'm going to go to Text and Messages. Now, I'm sorry, Text and Images. Up here at the very top box is their images. Now remember, they have a link in here, which is great if you're using it on a website. It will not work using it as a YouTube intro. It will say the text, but it won't be clickable, obviously. I'm going to go ahead and delete. I'm going to use this stop sign X button and delete their text there. So now we got a clean slate, and I'm going to go ahead and add my own text. And I'm just going to add my name. Well, actually my YouTube name. My name is not actually Writer Bryn. I'm going to display as dynamic text, And I'm going to go ahead and change this, the time the text displays on the Flash movie in seconds. Since it's an intro, I just really don't like I don't like it going away. So I'm going to go ahead and change that to 180. That's 3 minutes. Whoops. That's 3 minutes. My intro is not going to be that long. So I'm going to go ahead and say OK. And you can see there it is. It comes in and it will stay for 3 minutes. Obviously my intro is only going to be a few seconds. Now I want to change some things. Alright, you want to highlight the text and click this button here. And I'm going to change the size to about 40 and see if that's big enough yet. Let's make it about 50. Okay, that's better. And there are some different, you can choose any of these different fonts that you have installed on your system. And I like the default Arial, so I'm going to go ahead and leave it that way. And I like the option for radiant color. And I'm going to go ahead and change my ending color. Now this is just personal preference. Actually I wanted to change the beginning. Just mess around with these colors until you get what you like. Okay, so that's kind of fun. I'm going to go ahead and leave that there. And I'm going to click OK. Next we're going to go to Effect. And you have all these different kinds of text effects that you can use. Just to show you a couple of examples. That was kind of fun. I think I'll go ahead and stay with that one. But some of these you have to make sure you have the right size to start with so they'll work. That's kind of fun. So we'll go ahead and use that one. Now position. Center and middle. That obviously does not look like center and middle to me. Ah, it's because there's an offset. Let's make that 0. Alright, so I want to make that like minus 100. See what happens. There we go. That is much better. Web links you don't want to use. Timing is what we already did when we did the text here. There's also some other options you can take a look at. Now I'm going to go back and go to background and go back to this position so I can make it line up better with the text. Now that I have the text, I kind of want to move that down a little bit, let's say about 15, and maybe to the right, maybe 5. I think I'm going to change that to 10. Maybe make that 10. Just play with it until you get it where you like it. Alright, that works pretty well for me. And now, of course, we can't use the web links if we're making an intro. I'm going to go to Publish, and then just look up here and make sure you like it. Make sure you like what's going on. We're going to go to Publish. And it really depends on what software you're using to mix your videos. For instance, if you're using Camtasia, then you can't use the SWF. While it will import SWF, it will only import Camtasia SWF. So the AVI takes a long time to propagate. So I'm going to go ahead and do Publish GIF. I'm going to leave it at frame rate 30 and loop forever. And click OK. And I'm going to call this YT Intro. I'm going to save that. And you can see here it's creating the frames. There's a lot going on here. We're using 30 frames, 30 FPS frame rate, and so it's going to make a lot of frames. So just go ahead, let that go, wait for it to do its thing. And once this is created, it will put it in the folder you specified. You can go and get that and put that in your at the beginning of your YouTube videos. Makes a great banner for websites as well. I have one on my website. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section or comments.